Hello, and welcome to the quiz. 20 questions for you to name the missing name in the verse. Let's begin. Question 1. The king said to him, "May your God, whom you serve so faithfully, rescue you." Then the king commanded, and who was brought and cast into the den of lions? And that was Daniel, in Daniel chapter 6. Question 2. Then he said to someone, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." And that was Thomas, in John chapter 20. Question 3. Now Jesus loved somebody and her sister and Lazarus. And that was Martha, in John chapter 11. Question 4. When somebody heard the noise of the people shouting, he said to Moses, "There is the sound of war in the camp." And that was Joshua, in Exodus chapter 32. Question 5. He was accompanied by someone, the man who earlier had visited Jesus at night. He brought a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 75 pounds. And that was Nicodemus, featured in John chapter 19. Question 6. Go and tell who? This is what the Lord, the God of your father David, says. I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will add 15 years to your life. And that was Hezekiah, in Isaiah chapter 38. Question 7. James, son of who? And his brother John, to them he gave the name Boanerges, which means sons of thunder. And that was Zebedee, referenced in Mark chapter 3. Question 8. His father Isaac asked him, "Who are you?" "I am your son," he answered, "your firstborn." Who? And that was Esau, in Genesis chapter 27. Question 9. Now the king was attracted to who? More than to any of the other women, and she won his favour and approval more than any of the other virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. And that was Esther, in Esther chapter 2. Question 10. One of them, named what? Stood up and through the Spirit predicted that a severe famine would spread over the entire Roman world. This happened during the reign of Claudius. and that was Agabus in Acts chapter 11. Question 11. At his gate was laid a beggar named what? Covered with sores. And that was Lazarus in Luke chapter 16. Question 12. Abel was a keeper of sheep, but who was a tiller of the ground? And that was Cain in Genesis chapter 4. Question 13. Consider how the wild flowers grow. They do not labour or spin, yet I tell you, not even who, in all his splendour, was dressed like one of these. That was Solomon in Luke chapter 12. Question 14. At Caesarea there was a man named what? A centurion in what was known as the Italian regiment. And that was Cornelius in Acts chapter 10. Question 15. A certain man from Cyrene, somebody, the father of Alexander and Rufus, was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him to carry the cross. And that was Simon in Mark chapter 15. Question 16. A champion named what? Who was from Gath, came out of the Philistine camp. His height was 6 cubits and a span. And of course, that was Goliath in 1 Samuel chapter 17. Question 17. In the land of Uz there lived a man whose name was what? This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. And that was Job in the 1st chapter of Job. Question 18. Now Israel loved who more than any of his other sons, because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made an ornate robe for him. And that was Joseph in Genesis chapter 37. Question 19. Whose sons Nadab and Abihu took their censers, put fire in them, and added incense, and they offered unauthorized fire before the Lord, contrary to his command. And that was Aaron in Leviticus chapter 10. And question 20. Who wept? And that was Jesus in John chapter 11, verse 35. So how did you do? Until next time, goodbye and God bless.